go again. Got my sign so I know where we are. It's called Accordion Cool. I think I'm Coach Dave. It was last time I checked. Well, again, haven't done a theme for a while, I know, but these are just, great tunes that lasted through the years, some of them anyway. First one, Bill Bailey, or Won't You Come Home, Bill Bailey, from 1902. The song is almost 125 years old, and you still might hear it every once in a while. And I guess the story on the street is that it was written by a jazz piano player who, played in this bar room. And he had a friend who was also a jazz musician, which would come in and visit him every once in a while. And so he came in quite often, and he was married, and he was telling the piano player stories about his wife and everything. So the piano player wrote the song, Won't You Come Home, Bill Bailey? And I guess Bill Bailey loved it. But, I don't even know if his name was Bill Bailey, but anyway. And he took it home, and the wife really wasn't impressed that much. But the song has persevered through the years, as they say. So, Won't You Come Home, Bill Bailey, or just plain old Bill Bailey. You say Bill Bailey to a musician, they'll know what song you're talking about. All right, this next one, not quite as old, 1925, just over 100 years old. And don't know a lot about it. It was kind of like a vaudeville type era, during the Roaring '20s. And it's called 5'2", Eyes of Blue. Has anybody seen my gal? So let's see what we can do with this one. Eyes of Blue. Has anybody seen my puppy? No, dog, I'm sorry. Not dog, girl. All right, well, this next tune, I don't do a lot of country tunes, but in my estimation, this is the greatest country song ever written. Written in 1961 by Willie Nelson. The young lady that had the big hit on it was Patsy Cline. Now, the word on the street, of course, a lot of the word on the street, isn't really accurate, but from what I understand, there's all kinds of stories that go around, but that Willie Nelson happened to run into Patsy Cline's husband, shall we say, in an emporium that serves adult beverages. And he gave him the song to let Patsy hear it. She hated it. Wanted nothing to do with it. Finally, cooler heads prevailed, and she did record it. 1961, and shortly before she was tragically lost at an airplane crash. And if you go to the Rock and Roll Museum in Nashville, there was one room dedicated strictly just to Patsy Cline, and this song is on a continuous tape. And you better like the song because you're going to hear it and hear it and hear it, but it's kind of nice to hear. Little tune called Crazy. Now, I remember another little tidbit. Many years ago, we were in Germantown, Tennessee, and I was playing an outside event, and it was in March. Now, when you think of Tennessee, you think of the South, but if you look on the map, it's, kind of just below Ohio and Indiana and that crew. So March in Germantown, Tennessee was not too warm, and Miss Ernestine had me bundled up like a 2-year-old child in a snowsuit. So I'm playing this song, a fellow walks by and he points at me and he says, "Crazy!" Now, I don't know if he was talking about the song or me, but he recognized the song, I think. So here we go, a little crazy. Crazy. Oh, no, that was the other guy. Yeah, Crazy. Great. Like I said, I think that's the best country song ever written. Thank you, Willie Nelson. Well, this next song, going back to 1940, a fellow named Irving Fields. Irving Fields was a piano player. He was from Brooklyn, but he had a trio, and they played in Miami Beach. Tough job, go from Brooklyn to Miami Beach, especially in the winter, right? But anyway, so he wrote this particular song. Now, I'm sure he probably recorded it, but remember the old dance band, Xavier Cugat, played a lot of, the Latin stuff. And I think they had the hit on this song, and this is called Miami Beach Rumba. Let's see what it sounds like. Miami Beach Rumba. All right. Okay, let's go a couple of years later than 1940. Let's go to 42 and a Duke tune, Duke Ellington. Now this tune is interesting because the notes, the actual melody to this tune is only 2 notes in the whole tune. Only 2 notes in the melody of this particular tune. Of course, we'll play, 1 or 2 others just to keep everything honest, but it's called the C-Jam Blues. C-Jam, gee, that would indicate the key is C. Well, I've played this with Corey Pesatoro. He does it in B-flat, and it's not the B-flat jam blues, it's a C-Jam. But anyway, here we go. Little C-Jam. C-Jam Blues, actually in C, son of a gun. Well, we're getting down towards the end of our time now, and this particular song was written around 1935. A lot of people recorded it. And around 1961, I believe, a fellow named Les Paul. Les Paul was a great guitar player of the times, but he was also an electronics innovator, and he was married to a lady named Mary Ford, who was a vocalist. And what they would do is Les Paul would lay down the backing track on his guitar, and then Mary Ford would sing to the backing track. And they go through that once, then they go through again, and on a third track, Mary Ford would sing a harmony to her first track. And they would do this for 3 or 4 tracks, so by the time they get done, it sounded like Mary Ford was a quartet. Now they actually did a lot of this. They did on this particular tune, especially. They divorced eventually, and Mary Ford died very young. She was in her 50s, I guess, when she passed on. But Les Paul, great guitar player, great innovator. A little tune called Bye Bye Blues. So let's hear what it sounds like. bye-bye blues, and it's just about time for us to say bye-bye. Thank you all for watching, listening, tuning in, however you get this little extravaganza. And as I say every week, gotta thank the big guy behind the glass, Austin Ricketts. And I know I use the same saying, but it's true. If I sound good, that's Austin. If I don't, well, you know, it's something wrong with the instrument. It can't be me. Come on now. And of course, something else I always say, bring the young'uns in. Just to hear these tunes, not because I'm playing with them, but playing them, but because they're just not able to hear these tunes anywhere else except for here during these days. So let's take it home with, I don't know, let's do something like Bye Bye Blues again. Here we go.